मोटिवेट करेंगे आने के लिए।
हरे कृष्ण
ये लोग आ गए ऑलरेडी।
हरे कृष्ण
प्रभु जी एक मिनट बैठेंगे क्लोज नहीं कर रहा। हाँ एक
हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण राम राम हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण राम राम हरे हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण राम 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 हरे कृष्ण राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण राम राम हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण राम 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yashodanandana Yamuna Tiravanachari Jai Radha वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी गोपी जया वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango, Gaurahari. Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Gaurahari. Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Gaurahari. Pakita Pavana, Pakita Pavana, Pakita Pavana, Gaurahari. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. श्री 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 राधा गोपी वल्लभ की, श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई की, श्री श्री निताई गौरंग भगवान की, ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की, ऑल assembled devotees in the rainful morning की, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Narayanam Namaskritya नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः नमो ब्राह्मण्याय देवाय गौ ब्राह्मणाहिताय च जगद्दिताय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमः ओं विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामीनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपहतमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं श्रीपरमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम् ओम पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थं गतोऽपि वा यत्स्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्ष सभ्याभ्यन्तरं शुचे श्रीविष्णु हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण Oh, Deepak Prabhu, next. Your father's name, Prabhu? Sri Gopi Krishna Prabhu. Today is Sri Gopi Krishna Prabhu's birthday. Is that right? Tomorrow. We'll celebrate today. Let us chant 3 times Hare Krishna mantra for Sri Gopi Krishna Prabhu and his whole family's good health and happiness. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. One more. Hare Krishna. So thank you very much for assembling. I know it was confusing situation at 7:30. Ho kya raha hai? It was like pouring and it was really raining. And just look at it now. Everything just stopped. Right? It's perfect weather. Sab kuch ruk gaya. This is how material world is. We can't stop for something to stop so we can start something positive. To learn swimming, you can't wait for the tides to stop. You have to jump. Tides will never stop. And to practice spiritual life, we can't wait for the material life to become stable. Material life will never become stable because that is material life. Material life means unstable. Everything is temporary. Everything is flickering. Nothing is permanent. Neither is our health permanent. Neither is our age permanent. Neither is future permanent or predictable. One thing we have to do is we have to make a choice. And that choice makes all the difference, right? We all sitting here had a choice today that maybe we can skip today's class because it's raining, right? But you made a choice. No, I will go. Let Krishna take care what he has to do. I'm going to hear his message from Bhagavad Gita. So everything else Krishna has taken care. He sent Anurag Prabhu and Malhotra Prabhu, and they started deciding. Even before I came, the venue was already changed. That it should happen here, and the maintenance person there, he came and helped. The chairs came, the mats came, the extension wire came, the electricity came, and suddenly we are all sitting here, totally motivated to have the class today. So it is happening, right? So spiritual life means Krishna sees all these endeavors. भक्ति का मतलब ये नहीं है कि दिया जलाओ अगरबत्ती जलाओ वही भक्ति है. Even what we are doing right now is bhakti. Even the endeavor to come here and sit is bhakti. Krishna sees everything. Every little thing he sees. Mother, you can come this way. Yeah. So I was just remembering. I was smiling while I was chanting. Also, I was remembering my old days when I used to live in Boston, and there it is hell on the earth. I don't know if you've been to Boston. Like in winter season, it is hell actually, hellish planet, where you have to wear like five layers of clothes to even get out of your house. If you don't wear those, you get frosted and they have to amputate you. It's so dangerous, like your hand is exposed too much time in that cold when it is minus something, after minus everything is the same, right? And then the cells inside your body get frozen. Inside your skin, the blood cells, they get frozen and they burst. And once they burst, this body will not work. This particular hand will not work. They just have to cut it off. It is gone. It is so dangerous. Cold is so dangerous. So in those days, sometimes in winter season, we used to have satsangs. Right? Every week there will be satsang. So what all endeavors devotees to make to come to satsang, right? I mean, in that cold, कि satsang jana hi jana hai, jo kuch bhi ho jaye. It used to be like government used to put a notice that nobody will go out because it's going to snow, right? And it snows, it's not like normal snow, 3-4 feet snow, right? And then you have to remove the whole snow. And in my beginning days, one day it snowed, and it was like we park all our cars in front of the villas. There is a huge row houses like villas, and you park your car. And you don't remember where you parked your car because you just park. Wherever you get a slot, you park. It's not like your parking slot in the front of the houses. So next day morning, we are supposed to go to satsang, and I see that every car is, filled with 2 feet of snow, like 2-3 feet. I can't even recognize which is my car, whether it is a Benz or a Toyota or a Maruti is not there, but you don't even know which car is yours. So I took that thing to shelve the snow, right? So I went and I was like, time ho raha hai, fatapat nikalo, pura I removed. Finally, the only mistake is I removed the snow before the number plate at the end. I removed everything and then I hit the number plate, it fell, it was not my car, right? And my neighbor was African American, he said, thank you, dude. He said, I didn't need to sell your car. Then I started my journey of my own car. And finally we went to the satsang. Right? So Krishna sees those sacrifices. To be in comfort zone, you can't learn Bhagavad Gita in comfort zone. Bhagavad Gita is spoken when your comfort is broken. Right? In Krishna, Arjuna's comfort is broken. He has to suddenly kill his grandfather. He has to kill his uncle. He has to kill his brothers. He has to kill all his relatives. Practically, how many here have killed your relatives? Anybody here? Can't even think of it. We don't even feel the thought is right, isn't it? But this was Dharma Sankat in front of Arjun, that what should I do? And in that moment, to break his comfort zone, Krishna comes forward and says, do your dharma. Dharma is more important, right? All these relations are temporary. Body is temporary. Life is temporary. And then he goes on explaining what is karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, right? And finally now he is entering into bhakti yoga. From chapter 7 to chapter 12 is bhakti yoga. From chapter 1 to chapter 2 is Vishada Yoga and basic questioning. From 3rd to 6th is Karma Yoga, Dhyana Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga, right? And so Krishna spoke about controlling senses, everything is spoken now. Now he's going to tell why one has to do all these things in Bhakti Yoga. Introduction to God happens in 7th chapter. 8th chapter, more introduction to God, attraction towards God. 9th chapter is how to perform connection, how to establish connection with Him. 10th and 11th chapter is about explaining the gods, some of the energies, right? Vishwarup. And 12th chapter is to surrender in devotional service. So this is Bhakti Yoga, encapsulated into 6 chapters. And like a sandwich, like last week I told, there is a bread on the top, bread on the below, right? And then you have the patty in between. What we are going to get into is the patty. The most important section of Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, 8th chapter, 9th chapter, 10th chapter, 11th chapter, 12th chapter, right? So Krishna tells Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, everything, and then he tells the Bhakti Yoga, and he can finish the Bhagavad Gita, but he understands that after getting this knowledge also, these people they'll face difficulties in making progress in spiritual life. Even though I'm telling what is Bhakti Yoga, but still difficulties will come. So I have to give them more Jnana Yoga. So last 6 chapters are more Jnana Yoga. Focus more on knowledge, right? And how to check whether you're making progress or not. Checks and balances, reporting system, all that comes in your 13th chapter, 8, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18th. And 18th is surrender, right? So last week, I spoke about 2-3 concepts. How many of you did not hear last week's class live or recording? Lift your hand. You were there last week, right? You're not there? Okay. So what I would suggest is, please hear the recording because it's very important. Now technical aspect is starting. Krishna is going to define who is he, who we are. What is this nature? So you need to, what do you call that? You need to understand these fundamentals very clearly. Otherwise, you'll get confused. Why is Krishna, what is he speaking? Sort of confused about it. Okay? So I'll repeat a little bit of it, not the whole thing, because if I repeat the whole thing, it'll be last week's class. We're going to go forward from here, right? So Krishna talks about energies. Does anyone remember what are the 3 energies? Sanskrit, forget it. English? Baapre, pura ud gaya. Marginal, right? Internal energy, external energy, marginal energy. क्या अभी याद आ रहा है? आ रहा है. कलियुगा जीवस क्या करें? सभी का ये हालत है, मेरा भी ये हालत है. Yeah, internal energy means his Swayam soul, Sachitananda, his internal spiritual world, his internal energy. And it's also called as Antarangika Shakti. Antarangika Shakti, internal energy. Next is external energy. Bahirangika Shakti, which is matter. What we see, material nature, matter, stones, all the 5 elements, they're all matter, right? So Bahirangika Shakti. Now what are we? We are supposed to be internal energy. We are actually part of his internal energy. We are souls, part of Krishna. We are actually, in quality equal to God. In quality, we are the same quality coming out of God. That's why we can't say that, somebody is bad, somebody is good. No, everybody is great. Yeah, because of his contact with material nature, he has become conditioned. We'll talk about conditioning later. Last week I explained in detail. So there is external energy and there is internal energy. What are we? We are internal energy, but we are also termed as marginal energy or Tatastha Shakti. It's also called Tatastha Shakti, right? Marginal energy. That we get into a situation where sometimes we represent ourselves with the external energy or with the internal energy. Just like when you're standing on the shore of a lake, you can keep one leg inside the water, one leg outside the water. Pani mein hai, pani mein nahi hai. Meri marzi. When I keep 2 legs inside the water, I'm inside water. When I remove the leg from water and keep it outside, I'm outside the water. But I can be in between also, right? So we have that marginal energy. We can never become God, but we can be part of God's kingdom, spiritual kingdom, or we can choose to be in material world, right? We have that choice in between. But we have a tendency to fall into this also. God doesn't fall into a material world. We fall into material world. We have not come here for a vacation. Do you remember purchasing tickets or choosing your destination, some house? Okay, Krishna, I want to take birth in that house. Or those parents. Do you remember that? In vacation, you make choices, right? In vacation, you choose which resort to live, which hotel to live, what to eat, how many days. star rating, tourguide.com, pura jaake dekh ke you go on vacation. Material world, you did not choose here to come. You are thrown here. Who threw you here? Your karma. Yamaraj, who is in charge of that karma, has thrown you here, saying, "Ja, ab yahan pe jaake, you are going to experience happiness and distress, and you'll get some learnings out of it. Go." Right? So he is deciding. So we have come here. Krishna doesn't come here because Yamaraj threw him here. Krishna he comes here at his own wish. He comes here at his own wish. He wants to come, he'll come. He wants to go back, he'll go back. We are not like that. We are stuck here. We are all stuck here. Right? See, we are so badly stuck here that we don't even know that we are stuck here. That is the beauty of the material prison. Right? You can sit there. This pillar will come in between otherwise. I don't have the energy to see through the pillar. Hare Krishna. Right? So, yeah. So, we have a tendency to fall. We have a tendency to get bad habits. Itna to samajh sakte hai na? When you get into bad association, we get bad habits. No surprise about it. When you get into good association, you get good habits. Of this, there is no surprise. So it's very important whom we are interacting with. Right? If you interact with spiritual people, eventually you'll go back to spiritual world. If you interact with material people, you will definitely stay in the material world. Of this, there is no doubt. You can't tell that I am interacting with material people, but I am spiritual. Nahi hota. You are cheating yourself. It is not possible. Association is what we are, what we associate with. Book Bhagavad or person Bhagavad. You are associating with spiritual books, your thoughts will be spiritual. You are associating with spiritual people, your thoughts will be spiritual. इसीलिए बोलते हैं ना अच्छा संग होना चाहिए. Our ancestors always to say, इसका संग कैसा है? What kind of संग does he live in? When a father wants to give his daughter to a boy, these days they are asking which company he works. But those days they used to ask, इसका संग कैसा है? Go to that village and find out उसका संग कैसा है. What kind of people he goes around with. Money and all will come. उसके कर्म में जो है वो आएगा. See the advancement of our ancestors. They never used to bother whether one person will settle in life or not. अभी हम लोग सोच रहे हैं बच्चों को देख के settle होगा नहीं होगा. Those days they never used to think. They were very clear that हमारा जन्म हुआ है कुछ भोगने के लिए. We have taken birth to go through certain things and it's already decided. So why to take the tension of trying to fix something that is anyway fixed? My son will become wealthy or my daughter will become healthy. That's all already determined. Let me more focus on what Sangha he lives in so its next life becomes better. Once you board a plane, you can't change the destination, can you? You just board the plane, tell the air hostess, Daba ke, can you change the route to Delhi? Pagal ho gaya kya? You should have taken the ticket correctly in the beginning only, hai ki nahi? In the same way, when you have taken birth, tera ho gaya, band baj gaya, matlab, whatever is going to happen is going to come. Whether you come to satsang or don't come to satsang, it is going to come. You understood? What choice you have now is, while you are in that journey, how are you going to use that journey? So that after you get down, you can choose a new destination. And by the way, you're going to get down there also. But Krishna gives one more amazing thing. He says, once you get down, you don't have to stay there, you can come back to me. Janma karma chame divyam evam yoti tattvataha tyaktya deham punarjanma naiti mameti swarjana. He says, you don't have to take birth again. Just understand my activities, understand my appearance, and you'll understand who you are. Once you know where you belong, you would not come to this rotten place again. Because here, everything is rotten. Yahan kuch bhi acha nahi hai. There is nothing beautiful here. We are in illusion that we are in beauty, we are beautiful or something. We are not beautiful. If you remove 1/10 millimeter of your skin, you will see who you are. ये पूरा illusion है ऐसे देख के क्रीम लगा के वो लगा के पूरा everything यार complexion इतना अच्छा है थोड़ा 1 millimeter निकालो मालूम चलेगा क्या अंदर mucus pus semen blood stone what is it bone horrible things are inside filthy things. This body is nothing to be cherished about, just that it's covering, and most important covering is Maya, which makes us feel, oh, we are beautiful, oh, she is beautiful, oh, he is beautiful. Real beauty is the consciousness of a person. What is the most beautiful face? Not the face with a sharp nose or big eyes. A beautiful face is a face which always smiles, which is filled with happiness. You remember your grandmother's face when you used to go back to her house? big smile. "Ah, yeah, beta, yeah, pota gaya mera." That is beauty, right? Means a face filled with love, a face filled with life. That is beautiful face. And that faces you'll only find in spiritual circles. That is why people come to spirituality. Eventually, इधर उधर घूम के मार के इधर उधर they'll go to some path at the end of the day because they'll understand. यहाँ तो कहीं happiness है ही नहीं. Ultimately, ultimately people choose some spiritual path. Some people go to ISKCON, some people go to some other institution, but somewhere they have to find that beauty which they could not find, and where they feel that they are also beautiful. In satsang, you feel that you are also beautiful. Why? Because you can see yourself. You can see how beautiful you are because you're part of God. Again, satsang, nobody asks where you work. Has anybody asked you so far? Huh? Where you work, what designation you work, which company you work, or where do you live, big house, small house. जरूरत ही नहीं है कि नहीं? We're all children of God, and we all come here to connect back with Him, and that is what makes us beautiful. And even if you know where you work, still it doesn't matter. It doesn't actually matter. Okay? So there is this spiritual energy, there is this marginal energy, and Krishna is always in the spiritual realm. We can choose whether we want to be in the spiritual realm or the material realm, and material realm is matter. So the Antarangik Shakti, Bahirangika Shakti, Tatastha Shakti. You understood these three things? Okay, great. Another thing that I explained last week was gross body and material body. In the material realm, we have two bodies. We don't have one body. A body that you can touch and feel, a body that you cannot touch and feel. It's called Stula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira. Stula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira. Subtle body, gross body, subtle body. Gross body is made of 5 elements: earth, water, air, ether, fire. We all know that. It's all within us, right? So this is gross body. This is part of the material nature. Now there is another body called Sukshma Sharira, which is mind, intelligence, and false ego. We discussed on this last week. Mind. Mind is a reservoir of your, or a hard drive of your desires that you accumulated for innumerable lives. You don't even remember now, but hard drive has everything. Again, so literally you're carrying a hard drive with you like this, right? As soon as that particular sense object comes, the hard drive will immediately send a signal that, hey, you're supposed to enjoy this. Don't you remember? 20 lives back, you wanted to enjoy, and uske baad mar gaya to, and 20 lives you did not get. Now you got the opportunity, enjoy that. So it's a hard drive of desires. You don't even know what all desires you have, but it's all stored in your hard drive. Why a hard drive is needed? Krishna wants to make sure that any material desire you have, finish it off. Before coming to spiritual world, get done with your material desires. So he's actually helping you by giving a hard drive. Right? But there is a problem. There is no end to desires only. Again, there is no end to desires. That also Krishna knows. That is why he gives Shastra as intelligence. He says, you can control your desires through intelligence. Viveka Buddhi. What is good, what is bad. Last week we discussed. Material knowledge gives us knowledge to earn money. Spiritual knowledge gives us knowledge to how to spend that money, or where to spend that money, where not to spend that money. Viveka Buddhi is given by spiritual knowledge. Today children don't have any Viveka Buddhi. Today people outside don't have any Viveka Buddhi. Today no institution is teaching Viveka Buddhi. Without Viveka Buddhi, you cannot be satisfied in life. Santosham, खुशी का मतलब ये नहीं है कि हंसना. खुशी मतलब satisfied. Satisfied people, satisfaction means खुशी. Satisfaction means santosh. This the Sanskrit meaning of the word santosh is satisfaction. Right? We have to teach our children to become satisfied, not rich. Satisfied. When they are satisfied, that is the greatest richness. Again, no world can affect you, no matter what happens. You're satisfied. Right? So this Viveka Buddhi is very, very important. And that comes through spiritual knowledge. My, the main promoter of my company recently visited Hyderabad. So he was there in the office, and my boss was also there. He's a CEO, but promoters are above CEOs. So he came to me, and I take care of finance, HR, all that. So he came to me, so how are you doing? Yeah, I'm all good. So you're conducting those sessions. He wants me to conduct sessions, right? So once in a while I do, once in a month, or something like that. I do one indirect session. So this time he came, are you teaching the Bhagavad Gita or no? I said, sir, I have not started. You should do. It's very important. I am learning now. I am spending some time now. I am understanding how important it is. You should teach our employees. So they'll become more efficient. They'll not get depressed for small things. Right? So I felt very nice. There's somebody who is persistent upon giving this knowledge to his employees also, which is very much needed. See, to keep a straight face in front of a customer when so much is going on in your organization, politics, whatever, is not easy. But you can keep a straight face when you're above all this politics, right? You can be happy when you're above this material world, temporary shackles, everything you're above. Then you can be happy. It's very much needed. People are recognizing, including great leaders like Jack Ma. He told IQ, EQ, SQ, all three are needed for any employee to face the competition. Otherwise, you can't. Emotional quotient, spiritual quotient, and intellectual quotient. Three of them are needed. Otherwise, you can't be happy. Simply being, materially intelligent cannot keep you happy, cannot keep you satisfied. So we are all very fortunate in a way that we are actually taking that SQ here and directly from Krishna. He is making us so tough that no matter what happens to this world, we will be untouched. Like a water on a leaf of a lotus. It is untouched. Even though lotus is inside the water, but water is not touching it. In the same way, we are in this material world going through all kinds of traumas, health, wealth, position, everything, but we are untouched. What a great knowledge, isn't it? So our subtle body includes, Sukshma Sharira includes mind, intelligence, and ego. Ego means that which recognizes you. Who are you? I am Lilanandas. That means I'm recognizing. That's ego. Nothing wrong. Ego is not bad. Somebody told me in the beginning of spiritual life, oh, ego is very bad. Like, what do you mean ego? Ego means you. So what is bad about me? Recognizing about me, what is bad about me? Nothing bad about me. Are man hai to kaun hai? Nahi, telling I is bad. I is a very bad word. I is not a bad word. I am this. So kya problem kya usme? Problem is not I. Problem is not ego. Problem is what you are recognizing with. That is the problem. So when you recognize that you are the soul, you are that internal energy of God, then that is true ego. That is true ego. But when you are recognizing with this body or this external world, then that is false ego. And false ego keeps you in this world. True ego takes you out of this world. As simple as that. False ego means I am recognizing this body. So I am this body. So I can do everything. I can lift the stone. I can do my job. I can do. Aham kara. Aham kara. I am the doer. Kara means doer. Aham means me. So aham kara, which actually means ahankara. That I am most important. No, you are not this body. This body will go away. Just a matter of time, it will go away. Right? Now you're all able to sit straight like this. After some time, you need back support. It is going to happen like that. Whether or not you want, it is going to happen because your back will give up on you one day. Spinal cord will give up one day. Your legs will give up one day. After you get up 2 minutes, you can't walk because all the blood is still not circulating. Right? When you're young, everything is circulating. Right? So your body is going to perish. Of this, there is no doubt. If you recognize with your body, you're always in depression. You're always in depression. Right? Biggest anxiety for people is they want to hide their old age. Right? Just accept the old age. Now, what is the problem? Just accept, yeah, I'm old now. I'll become old one day and I'm going to leave this body also. That is also true. That is also true. You are going to leave this body. But the soul will not leave. You are the soul. Soul travels from body to body. This knowledge, when you get, you become spiritual. That is true ego. True ego. But when you forget this and you're recognizing only with the body, all the time I'm recognizing the body only. Right? Then what happens? You become miserable. Because body is miserable. Body is asat, achit, nirananda. Soul is chit, sat, chit, ananda. Body is asat, achit, nirananda. Body doesn't have any knowledge inside it. Body doesn't have any happiness inside it. Body doesn't have any eternality inside it. It's temporary. Whereas soul is eternal, soul is fully knowledgeable, and soul is always looking for happiness. Is always happy. Nature of soul is it's always happy. So we have to move from this material consciousness to spiritual consciousness, right? That is, so your subtle body. Subtle body includes your mind, your intelligence, and ego, false ego, right? After you die, when you die, your gross body is finished. Sthula Sharira is gone. But your subtle body travels from this body to another body. That is the reason कई बच्चों को कई चीज पसंद नहीं आते, right? Some children don't like milk. Some children don't like banana. Why they don't like banana? Last life he slipped on banana and died. Right? I'm just joking. Impressions of past life, decisions of past life, desires of past life, decisions of past life, everything is carried to the next life. They don't manifest when you are 5-year-old. They don't manifest when you're 10-year-old. Slowly they'll manifest. And as you become 13-year-old, 14-year-old, then you start thinking, मेरा बच्चा नहीं, कौन है मेरे घर में? He's not my child. He's changing now. Complete change आएगा. After 16 तो किसी और का ही हो. मतलब Krishna, tell me whom you sent. This fellow is not even thinking, in a way I'm expecting. ठीक है? 11 साल तक जो बोलेगे बोले पापा, मम्मी, पापा. 12 साल के बाद पापा, 13 साल पापा. 16 साल के बाद I'll not talk. It's natural because that very subtle body becomes more and more manifest. It comes out. It has to come out. That is why spiritual training is needed from the childhood. So that your tendency will come at that time, but by that time you're already trained with knowledge. So your intelligence becomes strong to face the mind which is coming out. Mind is going to come out. At that time your intelligence strikes. And like, oh good. You can save yourself to some extent. To some extent you can save. That's why spirituality starting in old age is very difficult. Because already you've got so many impressions. Okay? छोटे plant को you can bend. झाड़ को क्या bend करोगे? कुछ नहीं कर सकते. You can't do anything. So, but it is still good to start. At some age it is good to start. Because next life will be fixed at least. If you start in the old age, at least next life, my father used to tell, my father took up spirituality when he was 67 or something. No, 65. When he's 65-year-old, he took up spirituality. So difficult for him. He was telling, hey, I know what you're telling is right, but I can't follow. नहीं होगा मेरे से, because so many relatives are, so many habits are there. My tongue is habituated to eat so many things, to drink so many things. How can I stop this now? So I said, at least start the journey. The next life, you will have a next life. You will have a next life. Next life, at least you will start from a next stage, right? So spiritual life, you don't start at, like for example, you have done 7th chapter. Next life, you'll start from 8th chapter. If you die now. If you finish 18 chapters, then you'll start to Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavad Gita is finished. Right? So your spiritual life always takes you up. Material life always brings you down. Okay? So your subtle body is there. Our goal is to finish the subtle body when we die. So that we come back to God. Finish the subtle body means no more desires, material desires, not spiritual. Spiritual desires should always needed. No more material intelligence, spiritual intelligence. And your false ego is pointing towards body or soul. It's pointing towards the soul. You'll go back. You have to direct your soul where to go. How many of us know that at the time of death, you can actually choose your next life? You can choose your next life. A lot of us don't know that. We just die like a dog dies or a pig dies. मर गया. कैसे मरा? मर गया, रात में मर गया. क्या चूज किया? पता नहीं क्या चूज किया. उसको मालूम ही नहीं क्या चूज करना. है कि नहीं? But that choice you cannot make at the time of death. You have to lead a whole life in that consciousness for the choice to come automatically. Otherwise you can't. Right? At the time of death, Kulashekar Alwar, he sings in a beautiful verse in Mukunda Mala Stotra. Krishnatwadiya pada pankajarantam adyeve me visatu manasa rajahamsa prana prayana samaye kapavata pittho kantha avardhana vidho smaranam kuthaste. At the time of death, your kantha is filled with kapavata pitta. You are literally not able to breathe. Your entire body is choked. At that time, you can't remember Krishna. Very difficult. You can't remember Krishna. right? Unless whole life you have chanted his name and whole life you have depended on him, at that time you will depend on him. Right? So Kulashekar Alwar King is saying, Krishna, pick me up now because now I am okay. At the time of death, I don't know how it will be. I can't remember you. Pick me up now. Now I'm perfect. Today is what date? September 3rd. Pick me up today. I'm fine. Right? I'm fine now. अभी उठा लो मेरे को कि आज पूरा सब कुछ एकदम नॉर्मल है मैं यहाँ पे हूँ उठाओ अभी मेरे को because now I can think about you. But the day death will come, I don't know in what situation I'll be. I don't know how my consciousness will be. I may not be able to come to you. Right? So this is a king's prayer. Kulashekar Alwar was a great king in the South India. He ruled the entire planet at one time. So, basically, you have to get rid of your spiritual, get rid of your subtle body, and anyway your gross body will go before you go to God. So we discussed about 2-3 concepts. One is material world and spiritual world. One is internal energy, external energy, marginal energy. Next is 2 bodies, gross body, subtle body, right? With this knowledge, now if we read the shlokas, you'll understand what Krishna is going to speak. Okay? Chalo. I just read the translation of the first 8 verses quickly. So that 7th chapter, the knowledge of the absolute. Please focus as I read the translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, now hear, O son of Pratha, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt. 2. I shall now declare unto you in full this knowledge, both phenomenal and numinous. This being known, nothing further shall remain for you to know. Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. Right? Krishna is telling how rare it is for somebody to connect with me. How rare it is. Aasan nahi hai. To become spiritual in this material world is not easy. Because you have to go against the force of material world. Material world is only pushing you towards materialism. Samajh rahe? Spiritual life is completely pushing you out of materialism. Right? Peer pressure will be so much, so many things. Just imagine you are a vice president in a company and you are going in Maruti Alto. Actually, does it matter? Batao? Huh? Does it matter? लेकिन कुछ तो लग रहा है ना किसी को? That is material force. दिखेगा नहीं आपको. Without your knowledge आपको लेके आएगा उसके अंदर. समझ रहे? जाओ कल हेलमेट लगा के होंडा एक्टिवा पे जाओ ऑफिस को. Your 2-3 एम्प्लॉयज, सर क्या हो गया आपकी कार को? क्या हो गया? नहीं मैं कार है मैं ऐसी है. लेकिन सर क्यों? अरे नहीं यार, I'll go at a time when nobody can see me. Right? Even if you want to be simple, material world will not allow you to be simple. नहीं छोड़ेगा. You are happy with your house. आगे वाला घर में नया फर्नीचर आया. You are unhappy with your house. You are happy with your wife. I will not extend this topic. Material nature will not allow you to be happy, beta. Very difficult unless you are deeply spiritual. Unless you choose to become spiritual. Right? Unless you always remember that you are spiritual. Don't recognize this material world. Krishna is telling, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye. Right? Very, very difficult. Among thousands of men, thousands of people, one person chooses to come towards spiritual life. बाकी पूरे यहीं पे सड़ने वाले हैं. एक लाइफ अमेज़न में, एक लाइफ कौन सा कंपनी दूसरा? हाँ बोलो. गूगल. आपका काम कर रहे हो? एक लाइफ नोटिस में है कि नहीं? घूमते रहेंगे इधर उधर और सोचते रहेंगे. सबसे बड़ा पागलपन मालूम क्या है? मैं चेयरमैन हूँ कंपनी का. बाहर गधा घूमता रहेगा ऑफिस के बाहर. एक गधा जा रहा है नोटिस ऑफिस के बाहर से गधा जा रहा है, देख रहा है बाहर है, मैं चेयरमैन हूँ कंपनी का. अरे पागल, मैं वाइस प्रेसिडेंट था लास्ट में, मेरा जन्म देखे आपके. तू सोच रहा है तो क्या है? दिस इज लाइफ एक्चुअली. दिस इज मटेरियल लाइफ. जो भी हम रिकॉग्नाइज कर रहे हैं, पागल है हम लोग. ऑल दिस इज टेम्पररी है कि नहीं? That is called spiritual. ऐसे लोग बहुत कम होते हैं जो recognize नहीं करते हैं. I know a personality personally. There are many great people, who are materially very opulent and spiritually very potent. And only actually those people can remain in that position. Without being spiritual, you can't remain in that position for too long. I know one personality, Arvind Mafatlal. Mafatlal industry is huge empire, right? He comes to Yatra. He is one of the disciples of my Guru. His father is spiritual. They have an empire we can't even imagine, right? Thousands of factories, thousands of बहुत बड़ा empire है. But when he comes to Yatra, you know what service he does? He removes the chappal and keeps it right places. Everybody chappal. You don't even know that he's Arvind Mafatlal. Right? He does very menial services. His son, his name is his name is Krishna Chandra Prabhu, initiated name, right? And his son's name is Priyavrat, and he also is initiated devotee. His job is he has to manage buses. 140 लोगों को बस में चढ़ाओ, next destination में लेके जाओ. So bus coordinator is one of the bus coordinators. There are 20 buses going. In one of the buses, who is that person? Priyavrat Mafatlal, right? If you go outside their house, there will be so many cars, so many this, that, grand. But it doesn't matter. They understood very clearly. मेरे को अगले लाइफ में गधा नहीं बनना. They're very clear about it. Spiritually, totally connected, right? And of course, if somebody goes and talks to them, sir, can I find a job? And I said, no, this is not a place to discuss. You can go and talk to my HR, leave your resume, we'll talk about it, right? All their money they invest in spiritual endeavors of their guru. Their focus is very clear that everything is given by God, I have to use in service of God. I have seen so many people like that in ISKCON society. So many. Billionaires I have seen, not millionaires, billionaires. But they are just like anybody. They sit like this and hear a class. Right? They don't need any. What to speak of that? Even the owner of my home, Rameshwar Rao. Go and see him in his house, how he lives, what he does. When his guru came, his Lord Chinnajir Swami Maharaj, when he came to my home avatar, everybody was just standing and watching. He just prayed, prostrated obeisances on the floor. Right? Because he knows he is my guru. And there is no ego for me, for what I am. And wherever he constructs any property, he also puts a temple there. He has to keep a temple there. Right? And he has to make sure that it is properly maintained and support all this. And whatever the big structure, statue of equality is a gift from him to his guru. In many ways, not only money, even effort. Right? This is called spiritual consciousness, Prabhus. Right? They are driven by morals, values. People can find faults in anyone. I don't want to sit here. I can also find faults in him, but that's not my focus. I want to get inspired by what are good things in a person. Spirituality means to see good in others. You can be a housefly, you can be a honeybee. Right? It's up to us. Honeybees, what is the specialty of honeybee? गटर में एक लोटस फ्लावर आएगा और फ्लावर आएगा. गटर में वो लोटस को देखेगा. It will go and see that flower in gutter and it will take honey out of it and come out. That is honeybee. Housefly क्या करेगा? पूरा आप अच्छा खाना वाला लगा के रखो, गटर पे जाएगा. Right? So spiritual life means to see good in others. If I want to see bad in everybody here, I can see a lot of bad. Then I can't tell a class. If you start seeing bad in me, you can't even tolerate me talking the next word. So it's our choice how we want to lead a life. You want to be a honeybee or a housefly? क्या बनना है बेटा? Housefly? Honeybee. क्या बनना है तेरे को? Housefly, honeybee? Huh? Honeybee. You're all like honeybees. Right? Yeah. So we should learn that. So Krishna is telling that is very rare for somebody to become spiritual. 7.4. Now he is telling the energies. Now you'll understand what all we spoke. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence and false ego. All together, these 8 constitute my separated material energies. My separated material energies. Meaning, Bahirangeka Shakti. External energy. What? How many things are there? 8. 8 things are there. Can you repeat what are those 8? Earth, water, fire, ether, air, mind, intelligence, false ego. This is Stula Sharira. Stula Sharira. Gross body. Body. Material body. Material body has two things. Gross body, subtle body. Yeah. Let's go next. 5. Besides these, oh mighty armed Arjuna, there is another. He's saying, besides this material energy, there is another superior energy of mind which comprises the living entities who are exploiting the resources of this material inferior nature. Besides this, there is a superior energy, which is we. We, aap, main, tum, sab. We are actually superior energy. We are not inferior energy. But problem is, we are sitting here exploiting the material resources. Building banao, flat banao, villa banao, bridge banao, road banao. We are just, ये बनाओ, वो बनाओ, उसके लिए ये खोदो, वो खोदो. We are just exploiting the material resources. Krishna is telling very openly here. Actually, we are superior energy, but we are interacting with inferior energy. Right?
What about the aura? What is that energy?
Huh?
We have an aura. Everybody has an aura.
There are many layers of energy around us.
So, which aura comes under which energy?
Kind of mind only. An extension of mind. You're not comfortable with some people. The aura itself disturbs you. Right? It's energy around you which you can't see. You can experience aura many times. कभी-कभी कोई लोग सो रहे हैं, you go and stand there. If he doesn't like you, he'll get up immediately. From deep sleep, he'll get up. Because his aura doesn't allow him to be comfortable. हम लोग यहाँ पे 40 लोग बैठे हैं. एक ऐसा आदमी आएगा, यहाँ पे आप सभी लोग uncomfortable है. क्यों आए यहाँ पे? Your aura is not accepting him. That's the energy. That's an extension. It's very subtle energy. Right? Spiritual people aura is very positive. You can simply spend time with a spiritual person, unlimited time, because he allows positive energy. Energies, they're all energies. है बहुत सारे शक्तियां हैं. बड़े शक्तियों के पीछे मत पड़ो. शक्तिमान को देखो. The source of all the shakti. Right? Energy, energetic. Our focus in Bhagavad Gita is to connect with energetic. Energies तो बहुत सारे. समझना चाहिए कि होता है, एनर्जी होता है, पॉजिटिव एनर्जी होता है, नेगेटिव एनर्जी होता है. अगर यहाँ हम बैठ के किसी एक आदमी के बारे में, if we start focusing on one person, say बाबूराम प्रभु, can everybody look at him? Everybody, no, don't, you're not looking at him, look at him, everybody. सभी उन्हीं की तरफ देखो, एकदम उन्हीं की तरफ देखो, और उनके बारे में कुछ अच्छा सोचो. 5 seconds. He'll feel very happy, he'll feel very energetic, he'll feel very energized. That's a positive energy you're throwing on somebody. You're literally pushing it on somebody. But the same thing if you do opposite. अभी उनको तरफ देखो, नहीं. And you start cursing that fellow, पैदा क्यों हुआ तू ऐसे? Right? Don't think it will not affect him. It will affect him. It will affect him. Because energy exists. When you shout on somebody with loud voice on his face, it can create energy that the fellow can faint. When you shout on somebody with anger and then you spit, if an ant eats that spit, it will die. Because you just created poison in your body. We are very poisonous people. Right? We can produce poison. It's proven fact. In Bombay, one lady, she brought, her son died, infant son died. She took her to the hospital and they said, who poisoned that boy? Doctors, who poisoned this boy? He got poisoned. That is the reason of his death. And no, he was with me. We were in the family. No, but he died with poison. Did you feed him anything? No, he's only taking my breast milk. Then the doctor, being spiritual, he understood. He asked, how is the environment in your house? Did you have any problem, fight? She said, yes, I had a very horrible fight with my husband. We decided to divorce and I was feeding milk during that time. Can you believe? Actually, it's true that you can produce poison with your consciousness. It is so dangerous, right? A different topic altogether. You can read about it, and even what you cook with anger actually is poisonous for the opposite person, right? You're cooking like, मैंने तो खा के बना रहे हो, वो मरेगा सच्ची में. But when you cook with happiness, अरे इसके लिए मुझे बनाना है, इसको बहुत अच्छा लगता है, just like our grandmother, mother, wife. भाई बोलते क्यों हंस रहे लोग? When you make with love, the opposite person's health also benefits. Health also is good. These are energies. बहुत सारे energies हैं. Energies के ऊपर topic जाओगे, प्राणिक energy बोलते हैं, प्राणिक healing बोलते हैं, right? बहुत सारे energies हैं that people are discovering. Even our Vedas have already told about all these things. बहुत फर्क पड़ता है. आप खिचड़ी घर में बनाओ, खिचड़ी यहाँ पे खाओ, अलग रहता है, क्योंकि संग में अलग सब कुछ अलग होता है. हाँ, चलिए आगे चलते हैं. खिचड़ी आने से पहले कुछ तो पढ़ लेते हैं. 6. All created beings have their source in these two natures of all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world. Know for certain that I am both the origin and the dissolution. So everything is coming from Krishna. He is very clearly telling. I talked about material world, I talked about spiritual world. Bhaiya, dono mere se aa rahe. Both are part of me only. Don't think anything is not part of God. This AC unit is also part of God. Treat it respectfully. That's why devotees, people who are devotional, people who are spiritual, they don't demean anything. Even a material thing, they will treat it with respect. Like electricity. Before leaving from here, make sure all the lights are off. Not because current will come. Or क्या society पे करेगा, अपना क्या फर्क पड़ता है? No, that's not the consciousness. Consciousness is it's energy of God given for my use. I should use it diligently. Tap is not fully tightly closed. A devotee will never leave a tap with water going down. Prabhupada did it once. Prabhupada was going on a morning walk. All disciples were walking beside him, and suddenly Prabhupada looked at the agricultural field. Can you see? Prabhupada told. And all his disciples like, what to see? What to see? One disciple was saying, maybe he's seeing Krishna. Prabhupada is seeing Krishna, we can't see Krishna. And one person told, yes, Prabhupada, we can see. What can you see? I never expected this question. Prabhupada, what to see? Like, can't you see? Prabhupada, can't you see? Like, they don't know. Yes or no? Prabhupada, tell me, what to see? Then Prabhupada just walked there and closed the tap. Can't you see water is going? It's energy of Krishna. Right? A spiritual person doesn't waste anything of God. Anything. When you leave your office, if you claim that you're spiritual, switch off the light in your cabin. I do that. Right? I not only switch off my cabin, I also switch off my subordinate's cabin. I go there and switch it off before I go. Because I know that it is happening in front of me. Right? It's called being God conscious. Being God conscious, ये नहीं अगरबत्ती नारियल लेके घूमो. Everywhere see energy of God. Matter also, spirit also. But that is why, because Krishna is telling in my 6th shloka of 7th chapter that both are coming from me only. So I should be respectful for both, right? 7th shloka. It's very, very important shloka. You can actually repeat with me this. Matta parataram nanyat किंचिदस्ति धनंजया मयि सर्वम इदं प्रोतम सूत्रे मणिगणा इव. O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. So I am holding everything. He's saying I am holding everything, but you can't see me. You can see a garland, you don't see a thread. You can see khichdi, you can't see salt. Krishna is that salt. Salt ne dala, khichdi gaya bhaad mein. Hai ki nahi? Salt is everything. Just like that, God is in everything, but a spiritual person can see His presence in everything. Good and bad, he sees God's presence there. Right? But a material person can't see that. He'll only see externals. 8th. O son of Kunti, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun and the moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras, I am the sound and ether and ability in man. He's saying his ability. All our abilities, whatever ability we have, कुछ भी आप में क्षमता है, वो भगवान का दिया है, आपका नहीं है. Understand this very clearly. Your ability is not yours. Some people were great speakers at one time. ऐसा बात करते थे कि मतलब People will hear and get flattered and they'll just start following. After that, they got Parkinson's disease. क्या हुआ ability? किधर गया ability? They start stammering for everything. Right? So if it was your ability, why can't you continue that ability? No. It was never my ability. It was the ability of God. And Krishna is telling with proof in Bhagavad Gita, 8th shloka, 7th chapter, ability in man is me. Right? We always remember that. And he's saying, I am the sound in the ether. Whatever sound you are hearing in the space, ether means space, that sound is me. You can't speak. Whatever you are hearing from me right now, it's coming to your ear because it is Krishna. You have to feel Krishna's presence here. Otherwise, you can't hear what I'm speaking. सुनाई दिया कुछ? ऐसे रहेगा अपना class. If Krishna is not there, है कि नहीं? Krishna is there in the sound and ether. He's there everywhere. Okay. The light of the sun and the moon. Without sun's light, can you see anything? कुछ नहीं देख सकते. If sun is not out, we are out. Inverter कितने देर तक चलेगा? ये बैटरी कितने देर तक चलेगा? Power backup कितने देर तक चलेगा? Unless sun is there, the planet cannot function. We cannot see. Our eyes can see anything, not because eyes can see, because light is there. If there is no light, what can you see? You can't see anything. And then the taste of water. Have you ever tasted water? There is a taste in water also. Right? Not Bisleri water. Go out and take stream water. Water with some bubbles, with some energy in it. Right? You need to drink that water. That water is good for you. ये Bisleri water पियोगे, आपका पूरा energy बाहर लेके जाएगा. It goes into your urine, everything goes out. It is supposed to give minerals, it will take your minerals. Because there is no mineral. Right? That is the problem. People are realizing that. I don't know, I'm not here to give health advice, but I'll anyway give. Stop drinking Bisleri water. Stop drinking RO water. No. वो पुराना रामा फिल्टर लेकर आओ. अपने मम्मी के पास था ना रामा फिल्टर, 3 कॉइल लगा के. That is better. At least you are drinking water. Water should have energy. Natural water. Drink water. Water brings energy into you. Water cleans and it passes on minerals. If you drink RO water, it doesn't have anything inside it. It will go inside. It will search for minerals. जो mineral है लेके किडनी में से बाहर निकल जाएगा. And you'll get arthritis. You'll get bone problem, this problem, calcium problem. All these things will come because of water. Be very careful on water. Real investment, have right water in your house. I'll not tell the brand, figure it out. But it's very important, right? Is the taste of water. 9th shloka. Okay, from here we have to continue, right? Punyo gandha prithviyam cha tejas chasmi vibhavashu tejas chasmi vibhavashu जीवनम सर्वभूतेषु तपश्चास्मि तपस्विषु. I am the original fragrance of the earth. I am the heat in fire. I am the life of all that lives. And I am the penances of the ascetics. Right? Everything. कुछ बाकी है क्या यहाँ पे? He is the heat in the fire. He is the original fragrance of earth. जो smell हम देखते हैं. Fragrance of earth is not only when it rains, you experience the fragrance. Beautiful smell you get from the earth, right? But earth gives many, many fragrances. All our masalas fragrance come from earth only. है कि नहीं? In the same pot of earth, you keep one seed for chili, you keep one seed for, dates, right? You get a sweet out of it, you also get bitterness out of it. All these masalas, every smell, everything is being given by earth. And that fragrance is given by whom? Krishe. Remember that. Yeah. 10th shloka. Bijam mam sarva bhutanam vidhi partha sanatanam buddhir buddhimatam asmi tejas tejasvinamaham. Beautiful. O son of Pritha, know that I am the original seed of all existences, the intelligence of the intelligent, and the prowess of all powerful men. So he's the source of all, everything. He's the source of Sarva Karana Karana. Ishvara Paramaha Krishna Sachitananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karana. He's the source of everything. There is nothing before him. Everything is after him. Everything comes from him. Everything comes from him. In everything he is there. Remember that. Right? He is the intelligence of the intelligent. If somebody is very intelligent, a scientist ISRO has sent the Chandraman 3 to moon. Scientists are very intelligent. How intelligent is the creator who produced a scientist? Again, that is how we should see Krishna. Appreciation for science will increase when you appreciate God. That God is behind all this science. Again, a scientist can tell cyanide is poison. See, I invented it. Krishna created it. What do you mean inventing it? Right? Pura time pass baat karte rehte log. Now people are talking about, we will make ourselves immortal. What immortal you will make yourself? Right? You can't make anything out of you. It's all illusion. है कि नहीं? जाओ होटल में पनीर बटर मसाला खा के आओ, अगले दिन पूरा मोशन जाओगे, पूरा immortality निकल जाएगा बस में. है कि नहीं? What you are eating, how your body is, we don't even know how our food digests. किसी को मालूम है? अभी खिचड़ी यहाँ पे है, अभी इधर गया है, अभी थोड़ा इधर गया है, उसके बाद किधर से निकल गया है, उतना ही जानते हैं हम लोग. अंदर क्या हो रहा है? Do you know? You know what it takes to produce a machine which digests food? Till now, no scientist can make, and he can never make. You can't make that machine that can digest food. Right? Digest meaning remove all the energies, throw away whatever is unnecessary, and send the energies to the right sources where it is supposed to go. Right? And reject what is not good. Quality check. Right? Goods received not, goods issue not, whatever systems and everything, enter पूरा ERP चल रहा है यहाँ पे, ऊपर से नीचे पूरा self-built, self-correcting. क्या technology रे बाबा? Just think about it, right? We are thinking भगवान है क्या? अरे अंदर देख तू, देख अंदर क्या हो रहा है? तेरे को मालूम चला भगवान है कि नहीं? People don't see inside, ना? They reject God, say, I don't believe in God. You don't believe in God? तेरा हार्ट को अब लप 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 कौन कर रहा है अभी? हार्ट, who is beating that heart? तू कर रहा है क्या? बैटरी लगा रहा है रोज सुबह उठ के, मेरा बैटरी खत्म हो गया. How is that thing happening? How are you breathing? Who is breathing when you are not breathing? When you are sleeping, who is breathing? Krishna is breathing. Krishna is pushing. Krishna is making you live. है कि नहीं? So it is very tough to reject God. Because you have to really find some logic, and you don't find any logic. But it's very easy to accept God's presence if you just apply your little bit of intelligence. You know? Balam balavatam chaham kamaraga vivarjitam dharma viruddho bhuteshu Kamo asmi bhartarar sabha. I am the strength of the strong, devoid of passion and desire. I am the sex life, which is not contrary to religious principles. O Lord of the Bharatas, Arjuna. So, sex life. Sex life meaning procreation, having children. When it is performed as part of a properly religious procedure, it is God. It is God, right? It is as pure as God. But when you abuse it, when you go around having sex with like dogs and hogs, then that is not as per religious principle, right? Marriage, having children, this is all part of dharma, grahastha ashram. Again, but everything else is, it will create bad karma. It will create bad karma. You will have to suffer. Right? So Krishna is telling, don't reject sex. It's a service. Actually, sex is a service through which you can help other souls get liberated. When you have sex, you have children. When you have children, you help them cross over this material world. You're doing a service. Again. So it's very, very sacred. We have a muhurta also. In our culture, there is a muhurt that at this muhurt, they should procreate so that the right souls will come. But the whole thing is made a mockery now, movies में. वो दूध का glass पकड़ के पूरा बिस्तर पे फूल बिछा के, the whole thing is made like a lusty proposition. No, it's not like that. Of course, all that is kept so that the desire for sex comes. That is also important, right? If you sit like a sadhu, you can't have sex. But there is a whole environment that is needed to induce you towards it. But that is sacred when you do it in a ashram of marriage. You should understand that, right? So Krishna is saying, even that is me. Even that religious principle is me. Ye chaiva satvika bhava rajasas tamasas chaye matta eveti tan vidhi natvi aham teshu te mai. Know that all states of being, be they of goodness, passion, or ignorance, are manifested by my energy. I am in everything, but I am independent. I am not under the modes of material nature. For they, on the contrary, are within me. Right? So, here Krishna is telling that the tamoguna, sattoguna, rajoguna, all these modes I am producing. They are my energies. They are part of my prakriti energy. I am not overtaken by them. Hey, देख God, भगवान को गुस्सा आ गया एकदम तमोगुण में चले गए. No, God is not affected by gunas. We get affected by gunas. Living entities can be overtaken by gunas very easily. Sattvagun, rajogun, tamogun, they affect us, but they don't affect God. Because they are all assisting God in His service. You understanding? भगवान को गुस्सा कभी नहीं आता है. गुस्सा का और भगवान का कोई संबंध ही नहीं है. But sometimes you can use anger for His purpose. Right? When we become spiritual, when we are properly spiritually situated, we will use anger. We will use stress. We will use those energies to get things done. Right now, stress is using us. Anger is using us. Anxieties are using us, right? That is very dangerous. So that's what we need to get over. And the way you get over is by becoming spiritual. 13. Tribir guna mayair bhaver. Tribir guna mayair bhaver. Ebhi sarva idam jagat. Mohitam nabi janati. Mam epya param avyayam. Deluded by the three modes, goodness, passion, and ignorance, the whole world does not know me, who am above the modes and inexhaustible. Is very clearly telling that I am above the modes. Trigun. Right? Trigun, Sattvagun, Rajogun, Tamogun. I am above these three. So when somebody says Nirgun, Nirakar, इसका मतलब क्या है? Nirgun, Nirakar का मतलब क्या है? He doesn't have gunas like us, Nirgun. Doesn't mean he doesn't have qualities. Some stupid people interpret like that. God means he doesn't have any qualities. He has spiritual qualities. He doesn't have material qualities. These three are material qualities. Tamogun, Rajogun, Sattvagun, they are material qualities. That means Nirgun. Nirgun का मतलब कोई गुण ही नहीं है. गुण है, ये गुण नहीं है. निराकार का मतलब क्या है? आपके जैसा आकार नहीं है. उनका आकार स्पिरिचुअल है. नहीं, भगवान का आकार ही नहीं होता. अरे उसका भगवान का आकार है तो तेरा कहाँ से आकार है? Right? What is there is not there in the source. How can you get that? No, उनका कोई आकार ही नहीं है. वैसे ट्यूबलाइट की तरह रहते हैं. No. You can experience God by experiencing yourself. Right? When you can know who you are, you will also understand who is God. Don't try to define God without understanding who you are. Right? Aapko, when somebody does some things which you like, will you feel happy or no? Krishna also is like that. When you do things that he likes, he'll feel happy. Right? When somebody doesn't do things which you like, then you'll feel angry. He also feels angry. But his anger is not like us. Our anger is revengeful. His anger is merciful. Again, there is a big difference. So you can understand what is God by seeing yourself. You are part of him. Yes. So the three modes don't touch him at all. This is a very important sloka, 7.14. Daivihi eshi gunamayi mama maya duratyaya mam evaye prapadyante mayam etam tarantite. The divine energy of mind consists of the three modes of material nature. Is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. You cannot escape this material world. Kuch bhi kar lo. You cannot. Whatever rockets you make in ISRO or NASA, you cannot escape this material world. Yahi ghumte rahoge andar. But when you become spiritual and when you are connected with God, you can easily get out of this material world. You don't need any ship also. The Trigunas, which are holded by Mother Durga, Sattvagun, Rajogun, Tamogun, they are like ropes she's holding and making all of us dance. How many of you know that you're right now tied? You can't see that you're tied, you're already tied. How? She knows how to pull you where. She knows your desires. According to that, she'll throw a choice and you'll go there. I like Silver Stallion movies. Right? I like Silver Stallion movies. What does Mayadevi need to do to pull me to that movie? एक नया मूवी रिलीज करो, खत्म. तू भागेगा उस तरफ, है कि नहीं? I like chocolate. What does Mayadevi need to do? Throw some chocolate suddenly in front of you. I'll take that one. Right? I like caramel flavor. What does Mayadevi need to do? थोड़ा caramel flavor डाल दो उसके ऊपर, अपने आप जाके खा लेगा. Right? A dog likes a bone. What does Mayadevi need to do? Throw a bone. कुत्ता अपने पास अपने ऊपर पे आ जाएगा. Right? थोड़ा गुड़ फेंको, पूरे मक्खी यहाँ पे आ जाएंगे. है कि नहीं? Maya Devi knows what good to throw in front of you, what jaggery to throw in front of us. She knows. We are all tied. सभी लोग बंधे हुए हैं. दिख नहीं रहा है बंधे हैं, लेकिन सभी लोग बंधे हुए हैं. लेकिन जो आदमी देख सकता है, the spiritual person can see that here is my sense, here is the sense object. Sense object है, ये sense है. My sense is getting attracted to that sense object, not me. समझ रहे? My sense is getting attracted to a sense object. The one who can see this is above it. वो रोक लेगा. For example, एक beautiful, एक बहुत ही आकर्षणीय एक महिला है. One lady, very beautiful, gorgeous. She comes here into the assembly. Everybody is attracted to her. Oh, how beautiful she is. Right? But a sadhu, a spiritual person, will also find her beautiful. It's not like he doesn't get affected by beauty. But you know what he sees after that? She's a sense object. And my sense, right? Her form is a object. My eye is getting affected to her. Khatam. As soon as the thought comes, where is the attraction? You can immediately curb that attraction. You can immediately curb that attraction, saying, it is not me, my sense is getting affected. Right? That is why spiritual people don't want to go to places where their senses are agitated. As simple as that. साधु क्यों गलत जगह पे नहीं जाते? ऐसा नहीं, they can't control it, but they don't want to take chances because senses are very powerful. I can't overtake my senses. Senses are very powerful. Better not to put them in a place where they get agitated. Na? Why to go to that place and say, बारिश में जाके मुझे भीगना नहीं है? अरे तो क्या क्यों बारिश में? Huh? So it's also like that. You go to a place where your sense of object, you go to a hotel, where there is 56 items on the, what is that? on the menu, right? They're all kept there. And then you say that no, I will not eat. मैं उपवास करूँगा आज. अगर तू उपवास करना होटल गया ही क्यों फिर? Right? You should not have gone. You should have stayed in your house. Like Janmashtami is coming. Whole day we want to chant. Go to a place where you can chant whole day. Don't go to a place where you can't. Right? Like we have a center now. We are planning whole day we are going to chant. We'll have Mangal Aarti that day. Everybody will come, we'll chant, we'll do some services, new people will come, we'll cook, serve them. Totally engaged that day. Upvas till night, 12 o'clock. Whoever can stay. Pura upvas. Right? Nirjal kar sakte, nirjal karo. Nirjal nahi karna, pani pilo, no problem. Okay? Lekin you have to engage your senses, otherwise your senses will keep pulling you. On Janmashtami day, if you go to Sattvam Hotel, नया एक प्रसादम का होटल आया यहाँ पे, जहाँ पे ओनली प्रसाद देते हैं, कृष्ण प्रसाद. आप वहां जाके बैठोगे तो क्या होगा? उपवास कर पाओगे? उपवास कर भी लोगे, लेकिन योर सटल बॉडी इज ईटिंग द फूड. ग्रॉस बॉडी इज नॉट ईटिंग, सटल बॉडी पूरा खा रहा है अपने आप. व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दैट उपवास? है कि नहीं? सो इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू रिकॉग्नाइज दैट सेंस इज गेटिंग अट्रैक्टेड टू द सेंस ऑब्जेक्ट्स. That is called spiritual intelligence. Spiritual intelligence. Yeah. So here Lord Krishna is saying this divine energy of mind consists of three modes of mental nature, is difficult to overcome, but those who surrender unto me, they can easily cross over it. Can easily cross beyond it. Very easy. You can't fight with Durga. Right? See, Durga is the energy of Krishna. Mental energy. You can't fight with her. But if you are working for Krishna, then Durga will go and stand behind Krishna. Like a dulhan. How does a dulhan wear that gungat? No? She wears it like this. Very respectfully, she'll stand like this. Right? She'll go and behind Krishna, she'll stand like this. Subhadra. Behind Krishna, she is Subhadra. In front of Krishna, she is Bhadra. Right? If you don't surrender to Krishna, she'll come in front of Krishna. And then you have to face her before facing Krishna. And you can't face her, right? Then she'll remove the gungat and she'll remove the tongue. Like Kali. Kya face kar sakte ho Kali ko? You can't face Kali. She'll throw Trishul. What is it? Adhyatmika, Antaranyika, Adhyatmika, Adidaivika. All the tap, she'll hit you. And then she will throw Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. She'll throw, all kinds of things. Then Ripa, right? And I'll surrender to Krishna. Then she'll go back. Abhi surrender karo. So she is assisting Krishna. Durga is assisting Krishna. Namam dushkritano mudha prapadyante naradhama maya prahata jnana asuram bhavamashrita. Very important sloka. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, who are lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. He's clearly telling who doesn't come to satsang classes. Meaning, do not surrender unto me. Kaise log? Who are materialistic. People who are materialistic don't like satsang. And I'm not talking bad about anybody. I'm just saying, people who come to classes, people who don't come to classes. Not this class, any class, any spiritual class. They will not go. Kitna bhi bola, wo nahi aayega. Kyun? Because he wants to enjoy this world. Usko world enjoy karna hai. What do you tell in this class? This world is illusion. It's temporary. Then how can I enjoy this? I don't want to listen on that. I want to enjoy this world. I want recognition in your body. Too much bodily conscious people, they can't come to spiritual life. Bhoktaram, what is it? Second chapter, Krishna says, come on. Bhogaishwarya prashaktanam taya apratitesam vyavasayatmika buddhir samadhavana vidiyate. Bhoga and Aishwarya. Bhoga means nice food, nice taste, nice this. Aishwarya, nice wealth, nice flat, nice villa. ऐसे लोग इस जिला में नहीं आएंगे. ऐसे लोग यहाँ पे नहीं आएंगे, नहीं आ सकते. Very clearly, very rejecting. You see, they will not come. But how do we make them come? गरम गरम खिचड़ी, दिस इज आवर ब्रह्मास्त्र। लगाएंगे भैया यहाँ पे, तू ये खाया, तेरा तो बैंड बज गया, मतलब यू आर डन, अभी तेरे को और कुछ पसंद नहीं आएगा। सो नाउ वी आर सर्विंग प्रसादम आउटसाइड आवर सेंटर एवरी डे, नित्यम प्रसाद सेवा एवरी डे। ऑल ऑफ यू कैन sponsor for that prasadam every day, 1500-1600 rupees, and they'll make prasadam and serve for 200 people every day on your behalf, on your birthday or your anniversary, on your when your mood is good that day also. Doesn't have to be that you have to take birth to serve prasadam, right? Any day you feel, and you can also go and serve yourself, and even if you did not sponsor, just go there and serve. That also is service. So many people are stopping and they are taking prasad. Other day one lady, we just started serving, second day only she came, खत्म हो गया प्रसाद? सर माता जी थोड़ा आगे आओ, थोड़ा पहले आओ, I'll come early tomorrow. because प्रसाद में वो मैजिक है कि नहीं? कृष्णा हाँ लिया ना। मुसलमान में तो अपना ही है, डीएनए अपना ही है, टोपी लगा लिया, क्या करेंगे? है कि नहीं? अपने लोग हैं पूरे, सनातनी है पूरे, भटक गए, लेकर आएंगे वापस। Right? Service has that potential. Always engage yourself in service and you'll be happy. So here, such people will not surrender to me. He's saying grossly foolish. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish. फूल का मतलब क्या बोलो? फ्लावर? कौन सा मूवी में डायलॉग था ना? क्या था वो? पुष्पा बोला तो फूल समझा गया, फायर है वो। फूल क्या? फूल मतलब क्या? हाँ? One who doesn't know what he's doing in life, he's a fool. जो जिंदगी में क्या कर रहा है जिसको नहीं मालूम है, उसको पागल बोलते हैं, फूल बोलते हैं। एक्चुअली हिंदी में दम रहता है वर्ड में, पागल। फूल में दम नहीं है। तेलुगु में तिक्कना गुड़को, पंच इज देयर। इंग्लिश में पूरा रिस्पेक्टफुल हो जाता है, मजा नहीं है उसमें, है कि नहीं? तो फूल मतलब क्या? जिसको मालूम नहीं वो क्या कर रहा है जिंदगी में, उसको पागल बोलते हैं। आप कहाँ रहते हैं? ब्लॉक 1501। आप क्या करते हैं? ब्लॉक 1501। करते क्या है? ब्लॉक 1501। क्यों जी रहे हैं? ब्लॉक 1501। आपका जिंदगी में मकसद क्या है? ब्लॉक 1501। क्या करना चाहते हैं जिंदगी में? मरने के बाद किधर जाओगे? वहीं पैदा हो गए, छिपकली की तरह, उसी प्लेनेट में पैदा हो गए, छिपकली की तरह, है कि नहीं? इसको बोलते हैं पागल। समझ रहे? आर यू ऑल अंडरस्टैंडिंग? whom is Krishna talking about? आपने पढ़ाई क्यों की? ब्लॉक 1501 ये खरीदने के लिए पढ़ाई की मैंने, है कि नहीं? तुम ISB करो, IIT करो, SMTT करो, TTT करो, III करो, ये यूनिवर्सिटी पढ़ो करो, आखिरी में काय के लिए? ब्लॉक 1501, है कि नहीं? कोई फर्क नहीं है। इसको पागल बोलते हैं, ऐसे आदमी को पागल बोलते हैं जो रिकॉग्नाइज करता है अपने पोजीशन से। कभी कभी पागल अपना विजिटिंग कार्ड में बनाता है, ये मेरा पागलपन है, वाइस प्रेसिडेंट पागल, है कि नहीं? सो दिस इज कॉल्ड पागलों का सरताज, जो लोगों को बोलता भी है मैं ये हूं, ठीक है, और उससे रिकॉग्नाइज करता है, गलत नहीं है, बट ही रिकॉग्नाइजेस विद दैट इज पागलपन। You understand? He recognizes with that. All the time he lives, I'm like this. Security guard के सामने जाएगा, ऐसे खड़ा होगा। Security guard सोचे इससे क्या प्रॉब्लम है इसमें? सलाम कर मुझे। क्यों साहब? मैं वाइस प्रेसिडेंट हूँ, मालूम है तेरे को? हाँ अच्छा। What is that security guard thinking? पागल है, सुबह सुबह आता है, अरे मार रहे सलूट मार, पागल। है कि नहीं? This is called pagalpan. Such people will not come to Bhagavad Gita classes. Simple. बुलाओ भी तो नहीं आएंगे वो लोग, कुछ भी करो, आधे पागल घर में ही हैं, बुलाओ, आप जाओ, जाओ, नहीं आना, है कि नहीं? Who else? Who are lowest among mankind. आदमियों में सबसे तुच्छ जाति के लोग हैं लोग, lowest among mankind. I'm not telling. कृष्ण बता रहे हैं भगवद गीता में, श्लोक का बोलो, आत्मा बोलो, ये बोलो, प्रपद्यन्ते नराधमा, नराधमा, नर means human beings, adhama, lowest among human beings. Human life is to what? Not to eat, sleep and defend, right? Eating, mating, sleeping, defending, कुत्ते भी करते हैं, सुअर भी करते हैं. तुम क्या करो? धर्म को सीखोगे. You are understanding what is the purpose of life. So person who doesn't do that is naradama. Naradama, right? Naradama means lowest among men. Whose knowledge is stolen by illusion. Whose knowledge is stolen by illusion. Illusion मतलब क्या? What is the meaning of illusion? Something which is not. You start believing something which is not. That is illusion, isn't it? ये ऐसा लगता है नहीं, हाँ? भ्रम, illusion, है कि नहीं? तो their knowledge is stolen by illusion. वो उन चीजों का वर्शिप करते हैं जो है ही नहीं, उन चीजों के ऊपर दिल लगाते हैं जो है ही नहीं, है कि नहीं? They are attracted to temporary, unnecessary, illusory things. That is, अभी सेल हो गया, for example, there is a sale in Orbit Mall, buy 1 buy 20 free, भागेगा वहां पे, उसको जरूरत भी नहीं है उसका, वो भागेगा वहां पे, फिर 20 is free, है कि नहीं? Same fellow, you ask him, can you come to satsang? टाइम नहीं है सर, कहाँ टाइम है, जिंदगी बहुत फास्ट है. लेकिन वो buy 1 buy 20 फुल फास्ट में भागेगा वहां पे, फास्टिंग करके भागे, खाएगा भी नहीं वो, सुबह उठते भागो. अमेरिका में ऐसे पागल ब्लैक फ्राइडे बोल के एक मनहूस दिन है, उस दिन जमा होते, पूरे पागल जमा होते शोरूम्स के बाहर, बेस्ट बाय, वॉलमार्ट, ये वो, फ्राइज इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स, पूरे. कोई देखा है पागलों को? एवरी टाइम मैं भी लाइन में था एक बार पागल. क्या खरीदने जाते हैं? जो चीज तुम्हें जरूरत ही नहीं है, उसके बारे में तुम्हें मालूम भी नहीं है, कम में आ रहा है, उसको लेना है कि नहीं? खरीद लिया, अंदर डाल दिया. The other day, one of my friends, she moved from one flat to another flat, and she told me, Prabhuji, I never knew I bought all these dresses. तो खरीदा कब? मैं भूल गई कब खरीदी मैं निकाल रही थी, अंदर से निकल रहे हैं एक के बाद एक के बाद एक के बाद, ये मैं कब खरीदी? मैंने बोला तुम्हारे पति को मालूम है? नहीं मालूम है, नहीं बताया मैं. That is the situation. You spend money on things you don't need. You spend money on things you don't need. You spend time with people who don't need you. Right? You are completely sacrificing your sacred life for unnecessary things. ऐसे लोगों को बोलते हैं whose knowledge is stolen by illusion. Right? And finally saying, who partake the atheistic nature of demons, they are declaring themselves as atheists. मैंने कम्युनिटी में ग्रुप मैसेज लगाया, क्या लगाया? हैप्पी बलराम जयंती. आ गया एक अपना, हाउ कैन यू स्पीक आउट रिलीजन इन द ग्रुप? अरे मैं क्या बोला? हैप्पी बलराम जयंती बोला, उसमें प्रॉब्लम क्या? क्या प्रॉब्लम? दिस इज नॉट अ रिलीजियस ग्रुप. अरे हैप्पी बोलना भी प्रॉब्लम है क्या? पापी क्या बोला तेरा? राइट? अभी मैं हूँ अवतार में, मैं छिड़कते रहता हूँ इन लोगों को छिड़कने में मजा आता है मेरे को. अवतार में मैसेज लगा है, 3000 लोग ग्रुप में, 4000 लोग वहां पे. पहले प्रीचिंग करता था वहां पे, मेरा एक छोटा ग्रुप है, लोग हैं सनातनी अभी जिंदा है, तो मैंने ग्रुप मैसेज लगाया. एक आदमी और, भाई आर वी पुटिंग रिलीजियस ग्रुप इन ग्रुप्स. उसके मैं कुछ जवाब नहीं दिया, 30 लोगों ने उसको झाड़ के फेंक दिया. तेरा प्रॉब्लम क्या है? Have you seen your messages, useless messages during the day? Why you have to put so many messages? We are already tolerating your message. Now another message you are writing. That gentleman is putting, Happy Balaram Jayanti. What is your problem? Pat. मैं last में एक smile लगाया. Thank you very much. जगाना पड़ता है ऐसे लोगों को, है कि नहीं? तो है ऐसे, ये जो कृष्ण ने बोला है 15वें श्लोक में, इसको अपार्टमेंट के सामने चिपकाओ। क्या बोला है? Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, who are the lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. समझ रहे हैं? कौन भक्ति में नहीं आता? ऐसे लोग भक्ति में नहीं आते। तो प्रभुपाद ने बहुत बड़ा परपट दिया इसका, पेज बाय पेज उसके बाद एक एक के बारे में लिखा है, एक एक के बारे में, कौन दुष्कृति क्या है। एक्चुअली आई रिकमेंड ऑल ऑफ अस टू रीड द परपट्स आफ्टर गोइंग होम। प्लीज पढ़िए, ऐसा नहीं है क्लास में पूरा बोलता हूँ, मैं पूरा नहीं बोल सकता मैं, आई जस्ट गिव द एसेंस एंड आई एम गोइंग फॉरवर्ड। प्लीज रीड द परपट्स ऑफ आचार्यस, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। चातुर्विध भजन्ते माम जना सुकृतिनो अर्जुन, अर्थो ज्ञानशुर अर्थार्थी, ज्ञानी च भरतार्षभा। Now Krishna is telling here, who are the people who come to me? Last sloka, what did he tell? Who are the people who don't come to me? Now here is telling who are the people who come to me. देखते हैं हम कौन से कैटेगरी में गिरते हैं, ठीक है? O best among Bharatas, 4 kinds of pious men begin to render devotional service unto me. The distressed, the desirer of wealth, the inquisitive, and who is searching for knowledge of absolute. तो 4 लोग हैं, अपन सभी लोग 4 में ही फिट होते हैं। First one is what? Distressed. Second is who? Desirer of wealth, who wants to find a lot of wealth, right? Material desires. Third, the inquisitive, the people who are inquisitive, they want to know what's going on. I just want to know what's going on. मेरे को समझना है इसके बारे में, मेरी जिंदगी के बारे में. Third one, who is searching after the knowledge of absolute. I want to understand who is that God. ये 4 लोग सत्संग में आते हैं, ये 4 लोग मंदिर भी जाते हैं, नहीं? फर्स्ट वन इज व्हाट? डिस्ट्रेस। मतलब उसका इतना टॉर्चर हो गया कि अभी आ गया सत्संग में, अब सब बहुत हो गया। 25 साल हो गए शादी के, आ जाता हूँ सत्संग में अभी। कहाँ जाएगा वो? इधर ही आएगा, आना पड़ेगा एक न एक दिन, लेकिन पत्तियां साथ में कुछ भी आना पड़ेगा। डिस्ट्रेस्ड, बहुत सारे डिसीजेस आ गए, मेडिकल शॉप जा रहा हूँ, ऐसे लग रहा है आधा मेडिकल शॉप खरीद के लेकर आ रहा हूँ घर पे, वो आएगा सत्संग में, ठीक है? धीरे धीरे आएगा। डिस्ट्रेस्ड मीनिंग यू हैव बीन स्लैप्ड थरोली बाय दुर्गा। दुर्गा ने इतने लापा मारे, फाट 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 फाट, कृष्णा चल जाएगा सत्संग। डिस्ट्रेस्ड, ये आदमी आएगा सत्संग। हाथ उठा कौन कौन ऐसे? ठीक है। दूसरा, मैं भी इसीलिए आया था। दूसरा कौन सा है? डिजायर फॉर वेल्थ, बहुत पैसा चाहिए, बहुत ये चाहिए, बहुत वो चाहिए। कृष्णा जो कोई भी तू है मेरे को दे दे, नारायण लक्ष्मी दे दे, तू अपने पास रहे। रावण मेंटालिटी। रावण वांटेड सीता विदाउट राम, अपन को लक्ष्मी चाहिए विदाउट नारायण, है कि नहीं? नारायण यू स्टे ऑन द शेषनाग, आई विल टेक लक्ष्मी, है कि नहीं? रावण मेंटालिटी। ऐसे लोग भी आते हैं सत्संग में, लेकिन ज्यादा दिन टिक नहीं पाते। Once I used to live in an apartment in Gachibowli, वहाँ साउथ इंडिया मॉल के पीछे, ठीक है? तो वहाँ पे बिल्डर था, अपार्टमेंट का बिल्डर। I used to conduct classes in my rented apartment, so he used to come and tell, I am also spiritual. I said, very nice. He just wants to tell that he is spiritual, ऐसा है उसके अंदर। तो थोड़ा छेड़खानी करता था मेरे साथ, इधर उधर, ये क्या करते हो, वो क्या करते हो, वो क्या। मैं भी ठीक है, तुम्हारी मर्जी। एक दिन क्लास में आ गया, मैं बोला बेटा अब तो मिल गया मुझे आज, ठीक है? तो ही इज वेरी प्राउड ऑफ लॉट ऑफ बिल्डिंग्स ही कंस्ट्रक्टेड, उसकी बहुत प्रॉपर्टीज हैं। दिलसुख नगर में कुछ है, कोटी में कुछ है, बहुत जगह पे बहुत कुछ है। अगर आप क्लास सुन रहे हैं, आप ही के बारे में बोल रहा हूँ, ठीक है? तो बहुत कुछ है। तो आके क्लास में बैठे, तो उस दिन मैंने एग्जांपल दिया कि उस दिन टॉपिक ये था मटेरियल नेचर, टेम्परेरीनेस ऑफ मटेरियल नेचर, उसके उस एस्पेक्ट पे बात कर रहा था। मैंने बोला कि अभी यहाँ पे रेट क्या चल रहा है, इमीडिएटली मैं बताता रेट मैं बताता हूँ। 6500 पर स्क्वायर फीट चल रहा है, और मेरे यहाँ पे 8 फ्लैट है। ये बोला नहीं, उसका सटल एनर्जी मेरे पास आ गया, यही बोलना चाह रहा है, ठीक है। तो उसके बाद उसकी ये बिल्डिंग है, उसका वो बिल्डिंग है। मैंने उसको बोला, मैंने सभी को बोला, उसके तरफ देखते हुए बोला, आज अगर earthquake आ गया, सारे बिल्डिंगों में क्रैक आ गया, अब रेट बता, अब रेट बता, तेरे फ्लैट का क्या रेट है? क्रैक आ गया ऊपर से नीचे तक, रेट बता क्या है? इतना डिप्रेशन में चला गया, उसकी मुझे दिखाई नहीं उसके बाद बहुत सालों तक, मतलब अभी तक नहीं दिखा मुझे कि उसका अहंग टूट गया। मैंने क्या किया, उसके अहंकार को तोड़, इज एंटायर ईगो इज सिटिंग। व्हाट इज ईगो? माय फ्लैट, माय रेट, माय दिस, उसी पे जी रहा है वो। ऐसे लोग मालूम क्या करते हैं, सुबह सुबह मॉर्निंग वॉक में जाते हैं, छोटा पर्ची और पेन लगा के जाते हैं, 4 बूढ़े एक जगह पे मिलेंगे, बैठेंगे, हाँ जी बोलिए वर्मा जी, शर्मा जी, क्या कर रहे हैं? अच्छा अभी रेट कितना हुआ? अरे अभी 12,000 में। अच्छा 1 मिनट निकालेंगे, अभी इतना स्क्वायर फीट, इतना 12,000, इतना, अरे बढ़ गया जी, अच्छा रख लिया। उसी जिंदगी में जीते हैं लोग, वैल्यू बढ़ रहा है, इसी यही टॉपिक चलते हैं जिंदगी में, और कुछ नहीं चलते। तो पैदा क्यों हुआ, व्हाई डिड यू टेक बर्थ, व्हाट इज गोइंग टू हैपन, मालूम नहीं मेरे को। जिंदगी पूरा कंपाउंड वॉल बनाते रहते हैं, प्लॉट खरीदो कंपाउंड वॉल बनाओ, प्लॉट खरीदो कंपाउंड, फेंसिंग बनाओ, यही इनका जिंदगी है। ऐसे लोग सत्संग में नहीं आते, सिंपल, ऐसे लोग नहीं आ सकते। कृष्णा आने नहीं देता। क्यों नहीं आते? कृष्णा आने नहीं देता क्योंकि यहाँ पे आके डिस्टर्बेंस करेंगे, समझ रहे हैं? यहाँ पे आके डिस्टर्बेंस करेंगे। तो people sometimes who are looking too much for wealth, they come to satsang because they want to understand. It's an indirect way of pulling, that they come. Last one, who is searching after the knowledge of the absolute or trying to understand the ultimate knowledge. ऐसे लोग बहुत कम होते हैं। Inquisitive, yeah, I didn't cover that. Inquisitive means what is it? They want to know, they want to understand why, what is happening, why am I becoming old, why am I dying. A lot of people come to satsang after someone dies very close, right? There is a friend of mine, he was a devotee, his brother was not a devotee. He was telling his brother, please aja re, it's a good path, you can learn a lot of things, why don't you come to it? Nah, I'm not interested. They were going on a bike from Pune to Bombay, real incident, and suddenly it was raining, its bike skidded, and sorry, not his brother, with his brother. His brother was going with his friend. They were going on a bike, and bike skidded. In front of his eyes, his friend went down under a truck and he died on the spot. And immediately he got so much shocked looking at that incident, the temporariness of life. He immediately came to a temple and joined ashram. He became brahmachari only. He got so much affected, that, my God, what am I living for in this world? Everything is so temporary. So sometimes some incidents in life will pull us to satsang. Some incident will pull us to satsang. ऐसा कुछ हो जाता है जिंदगी में जो हमको लेकर आ जाता है यहाँ पे, और inquisitiveness पैदा कर देता है. People start thinking, what is going on here? I'm becoming old. Death can come anytime. I better become quick. I better understand. Inquisitiveness. And the fourth category is knowing the absolute. I want to know the truth. I want to know the truth. What is going on, right? तेषां ज्ञानि नित्ययुक्त एक भक्तिर्विवश्यते एक भक्तिर्विशिष्यते प्रियो हि ज्ञानिनो अत्यार्थम प्रियो हि ज्ञानिनो अत्यार्थम अहम सच मम प्रिय. Of these, the one who is in full knowledge and who is always engaged in pure devotion service is the best. For I am very dear to him and he is dear to me. So he's telling ये 4 कैटेगरी में सबसे परफेक्ट कौन है? जो मेरे बारे में जानने आता है. The fourth category, the one who comes to understand who is God. Krishna is not rejecting the remaining 3. He is saying the best among them. Right? So slowly you will become that also. Slowly after coming to satsang, your knowledge will increase. Slowly you will transform from inquisitive to absolute truth. From distress to absolute truth. From becoming wealthy to absolute truth. Slowly you will come. So you should never discourage anyone from coming to satsang. whatever habits they have, whatever background they have, that's not important. There is a famous saying, they say every sinner has a past, every sadhu has a future. Right? No, wait a second. Every sadhu has a past, every sinner has a future. It's ulta bola maine. Every sadhu has a past. हर साधु का एक past होता है. जरूरत नहीं है. You don't need to ask. If a sadhu comes, don't go and ask. कौन से कॉलेज में पढ़ते थे? क्यों तुझे? You go to that sadhu and ask an important question about spiritual life. Every sadhu has a past, and every sinner has a future. Sinner का बहुत future है कि नहीं? You don't have to worry about that. So future in the sense क्या है? बहुत torture होगा उसका, कर्मा बहुत कुछ होगा. Right? Don't have to worry about that. Every sinner has, but you can convert that sinner into a sadhu, right? By encouraging to come towards Krishna consciousness. You can do that as a service. 18. उधार सर्व एवैते ज्ञानित्वी आत्मैव मे मतम् अस्थिता सहि युक्तात्मा माम एवानुतत्मां गतिम् माम एवानुतत्मां गतिम्. All these devotees are undoubtedly magnanimous souls. But he who is situated in knowledge of me, I consider to be just like my own self. Being engaged in my transcendental service, he is sure to attain me, the highest and most perfect goal. Right? He's saying all these people who come to satsang, all these people who come to understand about me, I consider them just like me because they are in the right path. They will come back to me for sure. Just a matter of time, you will come back to me. Don't worry how pure you are, how much pure you have to become. Don't worry about all those things. Krishna knows everything. He knows everything. He is our father. Right? हमको अपने उनके पास लेके जाएंगे ही जाएंगे. There is no doubt of it. And the highest and the most perfect goal will achieve. Prabhuji, my life is too troublesome, Prabhuji. I am going through this, Prabhuji. I have this habit. Why are you worrying, Baba? You come to the school. If you are in hospital, you will get treated, na? Hospital के बाहर ठहर के मेरे को ये प्रॉब्लम, मेरे को अरे अंदर तो आ, अरे तो अंदर तो आ, तेरा ट्रीटमेंट होगा, है कि नहीं? तो ये क्या है? ये जगह हम लोग जो बैठे हैं, ये अस्पताल है. हम लोग सब हम सब क्या है यहाँ पे? पेशेंट हैं, है कि नहीं? कोई आईसीयू में है, कोई जनरल वार्ड में है. किसका बहुत जम के ट्रीटमेंट हो रहा है, इसका थोड़ा थोड़ा हो रहा है कि नहीं? वी आर ऑल हियर बिकॉज वी वांट टू बिकम प्योर. वी आर गेटिंग ट्रीटेड, है कि नहीं? बट इफ यू डोंट कम टू सत्संग, वेयर विल योर ट्रीटमेंट स्टार्ट? स्टार्ट ही नहीं होगा, जैसे वहीं से ही रह जाओगे, है कि नहीं? सो कृष्णा इज टेलिंग, आई लव दिस पीपल हु कम टू मी, आई ट्रीट देम लाइक मी, and they will attain the highest goal. They will attain the highest goal for sure. One devotee was telling, there is no doubt that a Krishna conscious devotee will go back to God. There is no doubt. The only question is how many he'll take with him. ऐसा डाउट ही नहीं है कि कोई कृष्णा कॉन्शियस डिवोटी भगवान के पास नहीं जाएगा. उसमें डाउट ही मत रखो. अगर आप डाउट रखोगे, ब्लॉक 150 में आ जाओगे. बोल रहा हूं मैं, डाउट मत रखो. कृष्णा, मैं सत्संग में आ रहा हूं, मैं मेरे तरफ से जो कुछ भी करना कर पा रहा हूं. आई एम डूइंग द बेस्ट आई कैन बाय कमिंग टू सत्संग. रेस्ट इज योर विश. रेस्ट इज योर विश. यू हैव टू टेक मी अप, है कि नहीं? Luna, you know, right? How many of you have seen Luna in your life here? Next generation, a lot of people have not seen. It's a great vehicle that used to be, right? Company था, Luna बोल के बनाता था, पतला सा, हाँ? TVS is another one. Luna is another original one. ठीक है? Moped, हाँ. So एक Luna, और little better than that is a bike, huh? And little better than that is a Maruti car, and much better is say in pickup is say Audi. If these 4 vehicles start from here to Shamshabad, which is the one will go first? Audi, है कि नहीं? उसमें डाउट नहीं है ना? Audi पहले जाएगा, बोल के चलाएगा, है कि नहीं? लेकिन अगर हेलीकॉप्टर आके लोने वाले को उठा लिया, if helicopter comes and picks up the Luna, then who will go first? Audi या Luna? जोर से बोलो। अपना हालत लूना जैसा है, समझिए? जाना किधर है? स्पिरिचुअल गोलोक, गोलोक वृंदावन जाना है। लेकिन हूँ क्या मैं? लूना। मेरा एक ही होप है कि कृष्णा आके पिकअप करेगा, सीधा लेके जाएगा, बस। मेरे से नहीं होगा कृष्णा। ऑडी, मैं ऑडी नहीं हूँ, मैं इतना बड़ा साधु नहीं हूँ, मेरे से मेडिटेशन भी नहीं होगा। तुम्हारा जप होगा, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ये मैं कर सकता हूँ कृष्णा, ये मैं करूंगा। 16 माला करूंगा, कुछ भी हो जाए, ऊपर से नीचे हो जाए, दिन में मैं करूंगा। मैं मेरे तरफ से जो कर, लूना जितना कर सकता है लूना करेगा, ठीक है? बाकी तुम देख लो। And he will come and pick us up and take us to Shamshabad. We'll be first. हरि बोल, खुशी है? होप गिविंग स्टेटमेंट है। हाँ, भूताना बहुन, हाँ ये जरा जोर से बोलिए, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट श्लोक है। बहुनाम जन्म नामांते ज्ञानावाम माम प्रपद्यते वासुदेव सर्व इति समात्मा सुदुर्लभा। After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. तो समझ लो हम लोग कितना रेयर हैं। We are very rare. मैं सच्ची बात बोल रहा हूँ। ये जो लोग सत्संग में आ रहे हैं, हम लोग बहुत रेयर हैं। कौन बोल रहे हैं? चलिए, बहुनाम जन्म ना मानते, कितने कितने जन्म लेने के बाद ज्ञानावान माम प्रपद्यते, एक बंदा ज्ञान की तरफ जाता है। Only one person among thousands and millions, one person goes towards knowledge. Everybody else is going to malls. One person goes towards knowledge. And among such Mahatmas, right? Jnanavan Vasudeva Sarvaiti, some Mahatma Sudurlabha. Among such Mahatmas, one Mahatma will actually understand Vasudeva Sarvaiti, that I am the cause of all causes, whose conclusion stops at Vasudeva, that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such Mahatma is very rare. Very rare. Lot of people conclude in different things. कोई बोलेगा, ये देवता मेरे लिए बहुत प्रिय है, कोई गलत नहीं। वो देवता आपको धीरे से भगवान की तरफ लेकर आएगा, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं। कोई अपना खुद का देवता बना देगा, राइट? और कोई बोलेगा मैं ही देवता हूँ, ऐसे लोग भी है कि नहीं? तो rare. Finally, in one life, you'll understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vasudeva Sarvaiti, Samahatma Sudurlabha. Very rare. That conclusion. What is the time? अरे बाप रे, रुक जाओ। सडनली चूहे भागने लगे, मुझे लगा कि मैं टाइम पार कर चुका हूँ। अभी नेक्स्ट प्रभु जी, नेक्स्ट जो 10 श्लोक हैं, ये थोड़ा आपको हिलाने वाले श्लोक हैं, स्पेशली इंडियंस को हिला देंगे, ये मैं बोलने वाला हूँ। 7.20 से लेके 30 तक बैंड बजने वाला है, तो डोंट मिस दैट 7:20 to 7:30, ठीक है? Very important understanding will come. Who are devatas? Who is Bhagavan? What is the difference? What is the similarity? And how we should worship devatas? How we should worship Bhagavan? ये बहुत important चीज Krishna is going to cover. Okay? Any questions?
Prabhuji, one question.
Yeah.
Like we know, like after a while, after attending Krishna, a person might say that okay, Krishna is Supreme Personality of God. Like they agree to it, but after that, can be like that person is doing other things as well. They agree that Krishna is Supreme Lord, but then chanting after a while becomes slow, or they are engaged more in another services. Then what happens to such kind of things?
No problem. They got an understanding. That Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. So एक काम हो गया. Second is they need good association to help them follow that process. They need good association. Without association, I can't chant my rounds. Very difficult. Without association, I can easily get diverted. सत्संग के बिना डाइवर्ट होना बहुत इजी होता है. Anywhere it's the same, right? For example, which is the best engineering degree in India? IIT? Yeah. So when you know that IIT is the greatest, one half work is done. This fellow has to do IIT now. Okay? He wants to be the best engineer. He wants to go to IIT. ये काम हो गया. But what does he need next? A good set of friends and good set of teachers who will help him get into IIT. And he has to be regular to classes. And he has to perform so many more tasks to become thorough in his subject. Same thing in spiritual life also. First, know who is God. Second, be with people who will help you go to that God. And automatically your chanting will get fixed. Automatically your spiritual life will get fixed. See, when I came to Krishna consciousness, I was surrounded by so much association. Krishna knew a bhagne wala candidate. He kept a lot of association around me, right? And even now he does that. Even now. Abhi right after this lecture, I'm going to one group pravesh. Then I have to give another lecture, right? Some new people are coming. So उनको डराना नहीं है, थोड़ा आराम से बात करना है. तो service है. So the service is being given by Krishna. But who is getting saved there? Them or me? Me. That you should remember. By preaching, I'm saving myself. Forget about how many will be saved here. I am saving myself. Every Sunday morning, मैं खुद को अपने आप को बचा रहा हूँ कि 2 घंटे भगवत गीता पढ़ रहा हूँ, है कि नहीं? अगर आप नहीं आओगे, मैं 2 घंटा क्या करूँगा? YouTube शॉर्ट वीडियो देखूंगा, लाइव शॉर्ट हो जाएगा, है कि नहीं? तो बकवास करने से अच्छा सुबह बैठ के क्लास सुनो. So preaching helps us and association helps us. So it's okay. And everybody takes their time, Mataji. Everybody takes their time. You can't force anybody. Spiritual life में तो बिल्कुल ही नहीं. Buy one, get 20 free, you can force. No force. That force itself will take them. But spiritual life, you can't force. You should never force. Even your wife, children also, you should not force. You should give that choice. Because remember that everybody is different. And everybody has a past background hota hai, childhood background, family background, impressions, last life memories. There are so many things that stop people from coming in a certain way. And our Sanatan Dharma is not like a funnel that, इसमें नहीं घुसे तो काफिर. ऐसा नहीं है. There are so many ways in which you can connect to God. All the ways are telling the same message. But get connected in some way. Some way. If you can't come and chant, do some service. Right? There are some people who like service. They'll come and serve prasadam. There are some people who like to cook for God. Let them get into cooking. There are some people who like to lift things. इसको मेरे घर लेके जाओ. Right? Some or the other way connect people. That's the whole goal. And as long as they are in connection, if you are in the game, you will win the game. If you are outside the game, you can never win the game. You are some or the other coming to satsang, one day you will become a devotee. Of this there is no doubt. I always tell that दुनिया में अगर मैं कृष्णा कॉन्शियस आ सका, कोई भी आ सकता. अरे नमस्ते नरसिंहाय प्रहलाद नागदायिने हिरण्याकाशी पूर्वक्षः शीलकङ्कालकालाये इतो नरसिंहो परतो नरसिंहो यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहो बहिर्नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो नरसिंहावनं शरणं प्रपद्ये. कमलदरेण अद्भुत शृङ्गारगरिता हिरण्यकशिपु कानुगङ्गा केशवधूता नर सिंहदेव भगवान की, भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की, श्री भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की, श्रील गुरुदेव की, ऑल assembled devotees की, जय गौर प्रेमानंदे। महाप्रसादे गोविंदे, नाम ब्राह्मणे वैष्णवे, स्वल्प पुण्य व्रतन राजन, विश्वासो नैव जायते, शारीरा विद्याजाल, जड़ेन्द्रिय त्राहे काल, जीवे फैले विषय सागरे, तारा मध्य जीवयाति, लोभमाय सुदुर्मति, ताके जेटा कठिन संसारे, कृष्ण बड़दाय माय, पूरी वारे जुहा जाए, सौ प्रसाद अन्न दिलो भाई, श्रेय अमृत पाओ, श्री राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ, प्रेमेडा को चैतन्य निताय, जय निमाय जय निताय, जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन राधा गोपी वल्लभ राधा गोविंद प्रसादम की जय। हरे कृष्णा। So please, I request one small thing. Please come on time. Please try to come by 8 o'clock so we can start on time. And another thing, in your houses, start offering bhoga to God. You should do that. Because at least some prasadam you'll have in a day. You can make it in the morning, keep one tulsi leaf in a separate plate. It should not be a plate that you use. Offer it to Krishna. Don't taste before you offer. Right? So by doing this, you are starting sukruti. Something is starting in a very solid way in your house. Little things. And then you will understand what we are discussing in Bhagavad Gita. नहीं तो philosophy हो जाएगा, इसमें transformation नहीं आएगा. Information, no transformation. Okay? Transformation comes by honoring prasadam and chanting God's names. Right? If you don't have this mala, you can come to the center, take malas, and every day chant. Sometime, whatever round, 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds, 4 rounds, slowly increase. Right? And then we can understand Bhagavad Gita. Because from here on, Bhagavad Gita समझने के लिए, realization आने के लिए, you need some surrender. नहीं तो it will be like theory. ठीक है, हरे कृष्णा। जन्माष्टमी के लिए सर्विसेज के लिए अवेलेबल रहिए, मैं ग्रुप में लगाऊंगा। सैटरडे को यहाँ पे सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं, 7th को हमारे सेंटर में सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं, वो पूरा दिन का दिन जन्माष्टमी रहेगा। 9th को यहाँ पे सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं फ्रॉम 4 o'clock ऑनवर्ड्स। तो 3 बजे को मैं यहाँ पे गाय लेकर आ रहा हूँ मेरे गौशाला से, तो पूरा भ्रमण करेंगे 3 बजे को कीर्तन करते हुए गाय के साथ। उसके बाद यहाँ पे हॉल में फैंसी ड्रेस कंपटीशन होगा और क्या कहते हैं भजन डांस प्रोग्राम्स होंगे। एंड आफ्टर दैट आई विल गिव अ डिस्कोर्स ऑन जन्माष्टमी, अपीयरेंस ऑफ लॉर्ड कृष्णा, ठीक है। तो उसके बाद अच्छा प्रसाद होगा। हाँ, so I have, for the residents who stay here, I have sent a link already, you know, of where you can contribute. Encourage your friends also to contribute. For the residents who are coming from outside, your friends and others who are coming from outside, you can give it in cash to me and we will use it, you know, in the celebrations. Or you can also contribute to the center where we, whichever way it works. ठीक है? Any questions? नहीं, चलो हरे कृष्ण। हाँ, सुबह मॉर्निंग 5 o'clock onwards we'll start the aarti, chanting, and then we'll chant more number of rounds. I'm encouraging 32 rounds, 64 rounds when somebody wants to chant. And then also cook prasadam, we can assist in cooking prasadam. I'll announce, I'll let you know. And if you're free on Sunday evenings also, you can come to the center after this program. You know, you can go take rest, do your remaining things. In the evening, you can come to the center and also spend the remaining day. My entire day is satsang, Sunday satsang only. I'm really happy about it. If you want to become also totally happy, come to satsang. Hare Krishna. And once again, happy birthday.